Hello, lovelies. This is Lynn, the Silver Goddess Tarot. I'm doing a self-care reading today, and the deck that I am using is the Answer Oracle, and the name on it is Trikendou, I think. Trikendou. I'm not sure where to put the emphasis, but I'll put the information in the more section below. All right, so let me get into this. This reading is clearly about family and differences and communication and all the things. Um, and I'm going to go off camera so that you can see the cards better. First of all, we have family, and that can be your blood family, that can be your found family. These are the people who've been with you through thick and thin and highest and lowest and by your side all the way through. They've been your champions. They've been the people who have saved you from the darkest of dark days. Um, they're the ones that are they're your ride or die. um, and sometimes we have differences. But the question is, are those differences based on manipulation, or is there some kind of a warning and a wake up call that might be part of that communication? Those differences in our mindsets and in our communication can feel like either one of these. Can feel like you're being manipulated, or it can be like, wait a minute, I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm trying to make you wake up. And then, you know, some people just don't necessarily want to hear that. And sometimes it's just too much. Um, this is this is all about that communication between people. And I'm a big believer that you can say just about anything to anyone as long as you do it the right way. Sometimes things come out that aren't the right way. And that's when you go back and you go, hey, listen, I need you to know that this is what I meant by that. And I'm sorry if I hurt you. And that's not always the easiest way to do that. It's not always easy to do. But it's also important that when you say, I'm sorry that I did that, that I didn't mean to make you feel that way, you have to follow that up with actions. So you can't just say, I'm sorry. You have to work at not doing it again and again and again. Um, at the foundation of everything family is love and gratitude. And love encompasses appreciation for you being part of their life, and respect and trust. You trust them, they trust you. And that's about knowing that you're safe with them and that you can be your authentic self with them. The gratitude is that they appreciate you and you appreciate them, and you cherish each other. You cherish each other. Holding that up so you can see the words at the bottom. And same here on the love card. So ultimately, this one is important. Simply because you exist means you have worth. You do not have to constantly prove that you have worth or that you are worthy. You don't have to raise your hand in hopes that somebody's going to notice you, or vice versa, hide because you don't want somebody to notice you. Just because you are alive, you have value. And if the people in your life don't value you, or they put stipulations on how you have to show up for them, that means that they don't unconditionally love you. And that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. If somebody says you're too much or you're not enough or whatever, that's not your person. Those are not your people. There are other people in this world who will value you for your authentic being. And I think above and beyond all of this, if this isn't there, if that respect and that honesty and authenticity are not there, then it's time for an evolution. It's time for a transformation. It's time for new beginnings. And sometimes those new beginnings come in the form of a really deep conversation to get to the heart of the differences, whether it be manipulation, I'm trying to change your mind, or I'm saying this because it's your wake up call and I want you to see that there's an oncoming train, and that the whistle is broken and the brakes are gone. It's those things happen. But ultimately, that evolution, that transformation can occur in the relationship of family, or it means that you are evolving sometimes faster than the people you love can. And so to see that you're evolving faster means that they're scared very often and they don't always handle that fear well. Ultimately, though, the end of the day, the goal is peace. Um, and the words on the card are harmony, order, calmness, and serenity. And as much as the goal at the end of the day is for peace, I have to say that peace for the sake of peace is not peace. And by that, what I mean is if somebody is holding their tongue or keeping quiet because they know it's going to make somebody else in the family mad, that's not peace. That's asking people to show up as other than their authentic self. That's asking them to mask who they really are. That's not peace. Those are conditions. Those are the conditions of this is what I expect of you. And the hard part here is we all have boundaries. Like my boundary is I'm going to be my authentic self with my family. And I consider my friends my family. I'm not going to be anything but my authentic self. And I don't have to prove my worth over and over and over again. And I don't, and I'm not going to wear a mask because peace at all cost does not mean that you have to show up with a mask on. We have to wear masks in a lot of places in life. We very often have to wear masks in our jobs because there are certain expectations while you're at work, and those are normal. Many of us have to wear a mask when we're out in public versus who we are at home. Um, Technically, I shouldn't say many of us. I think all of us wear a public facing mask. Like there are certain things that you will do in with one group of people that you won't do with another group of people that you still won't do with yet another group of people. But ultimately, the people who are your family who love you the most see you at your most authentic self. That said, when you're talking about either blood or found family, there's also a level of respect that needs to be demanded. Um, And as I said earlier, you can say just about anything to anyone as long as it's done in from a place of respect. And sometimes that message is, this is too much for me right now. I can't handle it. Could we talk about something else? Sometimes that's, I feel like this when you do that. So it's almost like a mediation game. Um, when I hear you say that, this is how I feel. So it's important to get that communication right because the other side doesn't necessarily know what you mean when you say, quit doing that, whatever that may be. What's the motivation for being told to quit? But also, instead of being told to quit, there's that part of the conversation of, can you please do this because, and that communication, when it's softened, when it's not done in anger or hurt or fear, it means that everybody is heard and safe. And that is the hard part. That is the hard part. Let me pause for a moment. Okay, so that is my self-care video for today. I mentioned in the weekly tarot for June 8th through the 14th that I'm going to be cutting back the number of videos that I make each week, and I need to make sure that I'm self-caring. So it's important for me to balance my time and my commitments. And I love doing these videos. Make no mistake about that. I'm really having a lot of fun. But I also know that it takes a lot of time. So for every 1 hour of video that you see, especially if there's editing in it, there's usually 3 to 5 hours in addition to the recording time that happens on a video. Not always, not always. Sometimes you can get in significantly under that, but those are the videos that aren't great, kind of like my early ones. Um, it's been a learning curve. Boy, has it been a learning curve, but I'm having a good time. And that's the important part, right? So, anyway, I just wanted to remind you that I will be posting fewer videos, and the reason is because I'm caring about my own well-being as well and making certain that my life is fairly balanced. So I just wanted to let you know that. And then my usual sign off: you are made of stardust and magic. You are far more powerful than you realize, and you are profoundly loved. That's all I got for you today. Take care. Bye.